Criss and Paige. I'm your co-host, Paige.
And I'm Chris.
Ooh, and we have some guests today.
Ooh, we got a big one for you.
All right, you want to take this over?
Yeah, okay. So first, we have part of American Stereo in here with us today. We got Tom and Seltzer with us.
Welcome.
I love seeing these guys play. I love watching them practice. I love filleting them on occasion. So this is really
more
awesome
than an occasion
to have
pretty
them
regular
weekly
experience.
thing.
here today with us on the show. And then we also have our very close friend, Laura.
My best friend.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks. I'm here.
I'm so glad.
And
The order got moved out to 10:50.
Damn.
Letting everyone know.
Damn.
We just ordered some
Big
Buffalo
sad.
Wild Wings because dinner, food,
Because,
yum.
dinner time.
Friday
Just wanted
night.
to put that out there. Give, the good news.
Oh,
Need
okay,
the
so that's
wings.
an hour. That's fine and dandy, like
That's
sour
fine.
candy.
We got some podcast time, baby.
Eggs. You know it.
Yes, baby.
And today, we're going to do one of my favorite fucking things in the world. We're going to do some, user-submitted stories, some other stories.
Some listener stories, some stories I got. Oh no, we're dying. Some stories we got from Reddit.
Somebody already died.
Oh man, now you're a ghost. You can add to the spirits of Red Bank rehearsal now.
We've got a
That's all I've ever wanted.
Well, we were doing so there's these two apps for ghost hunters, like amateur ghost hunters, called Ghost Tube and Ghost Tube SLS. So basically, one so you can have words come through and see if there's a spirit trying to contact you, and the other one it tries to find shadows, and at least this is how I think it works, and it finds a body that you can't see. So it's oh, here's a little spirit hanging out in the corner with you, and we'll alert you to what they're doing.
I love that's a casual conversation. So the spirit's just chilling in the corner. What's up?
It's
How
hey.
are you? How was your day?
Exactly.
That's what happened before, actually.
So yeah, we were in the other
Bad
room,
juju.
and I just downloaded the SLS app, so I was all right, let's go. I know this place is haunted, and I was getting something, but no body was showing up. I guess there wasn't enough whatever in the atmosphere to pick up a spirit, but it kept alerting to one. So I was that's weird. So I threw
it kept
on
blinking.
It kept doing the beeps. It does a little beep when it alerts to something. So I was okay, cool. Let's switch over to the what. Oh, I thought someone opened the door. It alert. I was let me go over to the other app. And so I'm hi, is anyone here with us? We're I'm sure you know us by now. And I was what's your name? Immediately it's Lisa. I'm Lisa, hello.
Highly specific for that app because it's usually verbs or.
Yeah, it's hard when you get direct responses. It's
I don't think we've ever.
far and few between.
Rare that we've got. I don't think we've ever gotten
direct
a name.
response.
That's crazy.
But a name?
Yeah, So I was all right, is there anyone else here with us? And it was lady, and then it said hello. And it was just all direct response to me asking questions.
That's
Very
crazy.
cool.
And then nothing else happened after that.
So you guys practice in there?
Yeah, that's your practice.
Yeah. I hope.
So
I hope
say
the
hi to
other room.
Lisa in the
Oh, okay.
corner.
Yeah.
yeah. I hope Lisa doesn't think we suck.
Lisa, what do you
Imagine.
think? Let us know
You guys
later.
might have a fan.
Imagine.
That would be awesome.
Only bands in America to have a ghost for a fan.
Confirmed.
Wow, that's a confirmation first on our podcast.
Wow, you heard it here first, peeps. Let's go.
But yeah, so this place might have a little bit of energy to it. It's been here for 70 years?
Something like that. We
For,
talked.
the building and
Yeah.
this space as a recording studio and stuff like that. Back in the 60s, it was called Red Devil Studios. And then there was Butterfields, Tabernacle Studios.
Yeah.
And then I think we picked it up 27 years ago. And, I've been here. I've had some experiences that I've talked about on previous episodes.
Yeah, you've definitely heard us talk. If you're a longtime fan, longtime being 18 episodes worth, then you would know that we've talked about this place. We recorded our 9th episode here, and some crazy shit happened while we were recording too.
Yeah.
Chris had something whisper in his ear while we were recording, so that was fun.
Jeez.
Freaky.
Yeah.
We love the vibe.
Wasn't just last rehearsal? Weren't there doors open that were previously closed as we were leaving?
Yes.
Yeah, the
yes, there
rehearsal
was.
doors
It was
were
the
open.
it was the door to this room.
Yeah.
It was completely closed, and when we were leaving, it was completely open. And it's a fucking big door. It's a heavy door.
It's got lead in the middle of it, actually.
Yeah,
And
it
literally
doesn't swing open for
like,
no reason.
No, and you literally hear it scrapes against the floor, so you hear it close and open.
Yeah.
So it's like we were walking by, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
We were just out in the hallway too. Like I didn't hear the door scrape open either, which is kind of weird.
We were literally out there, and it was like,
Yeah, so that's brutal.
And
But
this is where you saw a woman and a child at 1:00 in the morning in the hallway.
Was that
and
Lisa?
they weren't there. Was that Lisa?
Oh, shit.
Oh no! I'm
why'd
not.
Lisa bring her kid here one time?
I don't know. There's
That's so
plenty of
late.
businesses in here.
At
So
1
I
o'clock
mean,
in the morning, I'm usually sleeping. It's such a late time.
yeah. Well, they say like the other side.
I was working.
Huh?
He was working.
I was
yeah.
working.
Oh, you were
That
working.
tracks.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's so late.
Yeah, I was
They was-
working
I
late.
wish I could be asleep by 1 a.m.
And guess what? I work alone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In
I
the
can't
creepy
do that.
hallways, and this place is a freaking labyrinth. So like, hi.
And I love to just turn off the lights and explore it blind with my hands occasionally.
Fun game.
Nice.
Have you found the Minotaur?
Not yet, but I mean, I know it's here because this labyrinth truly is large and dynamic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Large and in charge.
But I was gonna say they say how the 3 a.m. is the witching hour. It's because apparently in like the spirit realm, it's like daytime. Apparently that's a theory. It's like so our night is their day.
Oh, they're
So-
just behind. They're running on someone else's time zone. I get it.
That's a theory I've heard. I don't know how true that is. Don't trust me.
Greenwich
Maybe
Mean.
fake news. I don't know. But I could
Yeah,
see
wouldn't that
that.
be funny if that's what they were like? Why don't you guys tune your clocks to that, idiots? Mortals.
God.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is where we're at today.
Yeah. So
So I guess we'll start to ask, does anyone have any paranormal experiences they would like to share?
I have an account from someone who was watching my house.
I mean, I'm down. Let's go.
Who's watching your house?
So
someone was house sitting.
Yeah, we have
Oh,
like
I
a
thought you
bunch of
meant, like-
pets. Oh no,
Like the
no,
Westfield
no,
like
Bullshot,
in a
like the
van
Westfield
outside.
I was
Bullshit.
like,
Yeah.
have you
Oh,
ever seen
no.
the movie Disturbia or Disturb where it's like
Disturbia.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah,
And he's like the
Disturbia,
creepy
yeah.
stalker from like across the street. I literally pictured that, and I was like, I don't think you should say that on a podcast.
no,
right
that
now.
would
I
be-
think you need to
I'd-
call 911.
I'd be a lot
I
less.
think you need to call the police.
That would also mean that his stalker reported to him afterwards. Like,
right.
Yo, dude, listen. Normally I don't do this, but some freaky stuff's going on, dude.
Like, I gotta be honest with you. I'm so sorry. But no, have you guys heard about the Westfield Watcher? Literally,
No.
Westfield, New Jersey. There was a house and people moved out, a new family moved in, and someone wrote them these terrifying letters, like terrorizing them, being like, I'm watching you, something about
Oh,
their
yes,
children
I've
in the
heard
house.
this.
And
Yeah.
like, it literally, they were trying to move out because they were literally getting stalked by this person who would write these
That's-
crazy letters and just drop them in the mailbox.
Did they ever catch the guy?
No.
Oh,
They still like
no.
they're still confused about it.
he
like and
watches
now it's
waiting
a
to
thing.
this day.
So and they're like, "Oh, I'm like the watcher of the house. This is my house. Like I just let you be there." And then something about the like he'd make comment about their children and stuff. Like, it's fucking freaky. And
They're
Westfield's not
looking
far
very
from us.
soft today. Perfect to eat.
Oh God.
But yeah, so that's like a thing you can look up. You can even go to the house and be like, "That's the
And
watcher house."
look at
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I mean,
whoa.
people drive by it
Absolutely
all the time. Don't go there, but like you could drive by it.
Don't condone the Westfield Watcher.
Listen, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying if you're like want a little spooky, creepy, and just want to drive by, don't trespass, don't interact, leave the family alone.
If you want to go back to
AKA
previous
Westfield
episodes, she's
Watcher.
made terroristic threats.
I have not. I just said I put a ghost hit out on the people being loud in the bathroom. I'm sorry.
But anyway, a house sitter.
Yes.
Oh
continue,
yes.
please.
So I'll preface this by saying that while I've never had anything where I'm like, that's definitely a ghost, although I personally lean towards that being a probable answer to a lot of things.
Okay, I feel that.
I have had experiences in that house, like noises and not necessarily apparitions, but things out of the corner of my eye, that I couldn't quite explain.
Yeah.
But so my family was away on a vacation, and my sister's girlfriend was house sitting because, we have dogs, we have
Yeah.
smaller animals, just so we were away for a long time. We need someone to make sure that they were being fed and walked and everything. And so she said or she relayed this to us like on speakerphone to like, because she called my sister because she was freaked out a bit. And she's like, hey, something freaky just happened. So I'm listening to it on speakerphone, and she's explaining how, so she's going back upstairs after walking the dogs. And essentially what she's been doing is she'll just kind of hang out at the house in my sister's room.
Yeah.
And my sister's room is near the master bedroom. So as she's walking up, she said she noticed that the master bedroom doors were ajar when they hadn't been when she went downstairs.
Oh, God, no.
So she's like, what's going on here? This is a little weird. So she kind of sticks her head in the door, and when you look in towards the center of the room, there's like a ceiling fan, and she said both cords were kind of swinging as if someone had just pulled something. And so she kind of takes a few steps in, and in the master bedroom to the right of the door, there's like a small hallway, and then the master bathroom, and there's a linen closet in there. And she said as she's walking in there, well, not walking in there, but as she's like walking into the room and then kind of turning around to like go back out, she sees that the linen closet door is open as well. And then she said, as she's kind of like standing there, like, what's going on? She said, she kind of said she just saw a face. So I wish I had more explanation to that. My sister later said that she kind of described more that it was like in the kind of wedge of the door, like looking into the linen closet. So it's like just out of that gloom, a face. And
no.
So after seeing that, she just booked it the hell out of the house and then called my sister.
I would too. I'd be like, someone's in this house. I gotta go.
Immediately.
That was kind of her first thought, was that someone was in the house. But then going back in, like I'm like jittery. This is spooky because I live there.
Yeah, it's like, this is your
I have to
domain.
go home after this.
I mean, if anything, I don't know. A lot of stuff we chalk up to being my grandpa, who towards the end of his life lived in our house with us.
Okay.
Like we were kind of taking care of him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I could see him being annoyed of just like straight, because he's always like one of those people who's just like, I don't know how to put it. He didn't like company over a lot. He was always like a very like, the house is like family private. I guess maybe, but not like in a mean way, but that's just what wasn't his thing. But I could definitely see him being annoyed.
God, maybe my grandma was a curmudgeon.
I could definitely see him being annoyed at someone like a stranger being in the house, or not necessarily stranger, but just like someone
that he didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh gosh, I could see that. Like, your home is your domain. Like, that's where you go to relax.
That's
after
my
the end of the
kingdom.
day. Yeah, I could see not wanting people over, but like, no, thank you. If I'm seeing a face, I'm out.
Yeah, no, I think she's in the same camp as you. But yeah, that was a exciting phone call to get over a while away.
And then you have to come back home to that after a vacation. It's like you forget about it. You come home, you're like, oh, fuck.
I don't even know how you would go about that type of conversation. Like, hey, by the way, I just went to your house and I think there's someone in the home. I'm not going back in there. Sorry.
Yeah, right.
Well, she did go back in later, which is how we knew that, like, or eventually figured out that unless someone like got into the house without breaking anything, only wanted to stand in a closet and scare her and then leave the house locking it behind them.
Yeah, then it's like,
then like I don't know what else to that, like that I think it's more unlikely than it being a ghost, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that feeling.
And
especially if both locks are like a deadbolt's locked.
yeah, like my Gabby went out the garage and she knows the key code, so she closed it behind her. Like the front door was still locked. The door that she came out of, like it was locked. The garage was down.
Sounds like a lot of work for a person. You know what I mean?
Just for like a minor goof in the grand scheme of things.
For real.
That's an intense bit.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, me personally, I've only really like weird bumps and sounds. I mean, maybe the most is the remote kind of like doing its own thing. It was kind of dark. I think I saw like a button physically being depressed, but also it could have just been like a
Your brain
futzy remote.
or could do that. Your brain just playing tricks on you?
Yeah, because the remote's doing something weird, and that was a weird noise just now. Was
it
that
sounded like
not?
someone just opened the front, like the door out there.
Oh, I thought that was literally just the thing behind us.
That sounded like a thump.
No, that was
wall.
like a straight up like door. Like I felt shake. Chris, you're a manager. Go check. We put elevator hold music. Well, I guess while Chris goes and checks that out real quick, because we are in a place of business.
I'm gonna twerk.
Twerk. I say the comment about the locks though, because when we had someone break into my house, I was home alone. And I'm very specific. If I'm home alone, obviously, like I'm gonna lock the top deadbolt and I'm gonna lock the bottom lock. And I was in the shower and I heard someone come into the house. My dog scared me, and a combination of me and my dog scared him out. But they were able to like somehow manage the bottom lock, like leaving. They closed the door and the bottom lock was unlocked, but the deadbolt was still unlocked. And like the bottom lock was like not straight. It was like turned to the side as if you're like really quickly trying to lock the door behind you. So I was like, well, if they open the deadlock, like, can a spirit do that? I wonder. I mean,
I suppose, I guess if you believe that they can manipulate objects in the real world, I mean, I don't think it's too much force to turn.
Poltergeist. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's also like in a lot of stories where it's like a poltergeist keeping someone in a room, like holding a door shut.
Yeah.
So my gosh. I mean, I feel like that if a spirit is capable of doing that, I'm sure they could open or close a deadbolt lock.
So scary. It's like, please, just like, I don't mind if a spirit's in, like, obviously there's many spirits in my house. I don't mind. Chill. Be cool. Please don't open the doors. Like, don't, at least, like, the door's in the house, okay, but the door's going outside. I don't trust real people. I don't trust, like, living people. So please just leave everything closed. That's all I ask. Oh, but yeah. Oh. 100% so no one's there.
That's what they called me in high school.
What was that?
Is it locked?
I don't know what it is.
That's weird.
No doors were open or not.
All right. Well, that was a loud, scary sound. Thump. I wonder if we caught it on any of the mics.
It would. Maybe.
I don't know. All I know is I looked over this way. I looked at you, and I was like, looking around. I looked at you again. I was like, someone else hear that? Someone must have heard that.
I'm giving myself the heebies and the jeebies.
Oh man, my jeebies are a little. My jimmies are rustled.
Oh no.
Man.
Oh wow.
For sure.
But are your
I haven't
almonds
thought
activated?
about that sentence in like 7 years.
Where were we? I apologize.
We started talking about locks and like, can a ghost like lock a deadbolt? Like, I don't know.
That seems like a lot of energy to manifest for some menial task.
You never know. Poltergeist. I don't know.
Would a ghost understand a deadbolt?
I guess
think
it
about what
depends.
happened. Well, wait, what about what happened with my back, with the back of the house, at the back of my house?
That was the door pressing against all the locks and everything, no?
Well, yeah, it was something was pushing. So 5 a.m., all the house alarms go off. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, everyone's asleep. My dad's already at work because he goes to work at 4:30 in the morning. Nothing should be triggering an alarm, especially. And I checked the alarm system. It says back door. My dog's howling. He's freaking the fuck out. It looks like someone had tried to kick in the back door because it was, you could tell, it was slightly pushed out, and that's what triggered everything. And we checked all the cameras. We checked everything. There's
a whole
nobody.
lot of nada.
Like, I have cameras all over my backyard because my dad is just like, make sure no one gets in here. So, like, we had every angle possible. Nothing was in the driveway, but somehow the door was pushed in. And there's a deadbolt, a chain lock, and a regular lock.
Were the locks still like done?
Yeah. Like, they were still, like, locked, but someone had physically pushed the door so hard or something that it made the alarm go off. Not once, but twice, actually. So it was like something closed it and trying to reset it and then pushed it again.
Wild.
I hate it.
And Chris was like, what
Thanks,
the
I
fuck
hate
is
it.
going on?
Yeah, no, I jumped it. Well,
Well, yeah, it was 5 a.m. We're sleeping.
Is that a ghost burglar?
The only thing
I mean,
burgled
Dude,
was my
hash
sanity.
Slinging slasher.
yeah, exactly.
The hash slinging slash. What?
What if the Flash was trying to get
The
into your
hash
house?
slinging slasher.
You never know.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, Tom, did you said before
Yeah.
you have a haunted house?
I believe so. Yeah. I have a I don't know how it got there. I have no idea how old my house is, but I have a like, I don't want to say authentic looking, but what I feels to be like pretty like convincing copy of the Declaration of Independence
Oh, my God.
pinned to my basement wall, like behind really thick glass.
Seriously?
That's
I have
cool.
no idea how it got there.
That
Oh my god.
You've always lived in that house?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
aside from the couple of years I lived in New Brunswick.
now, hear me out. Are you saying that at one point in time you might have had people who were so hard for the patriotism that they put a Declaration of Independence behind thick glass and
Real
worshipped
thick
it?
glass.
Now, are you related to Nicolas Cage, perchance?
I wish.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So that's there. What happens in your house?
Ever since we demolished the fireplace in my living room and we installed a new one, it like every couple of nights just starts clanging in the middle of the night, no matter if it's on or if it's off.
That is horrifying.
Oh man.
I
Yeah.
hate that.
It's more obnoxious than anything, but
And yet I left mine on. Sorry guys. Yeah.
Oh my. So I know like remodeling or demolishing
Yeah,
things,
can upset things and start waking things up.
could be.
displacing things. That sounds pretty on brand for anything like that, especially if you already have some good reading behind thick glass in your basement.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I wonder what happened. I wish we had more info, but that's that's pretty sketchy if you ask
Yeah.
me.
Sus.
Yeah.
What if that just somehow is the original copy?
You are a very rich man.
Yeah, right?
For real.
Someone flipped
We
it.
could be best friends.
Nicolas Cage is coming to my house.
Maybe it's like some historical like early copy. Maybe it's got
Whoa.
some sort of like
Like draft.
I'm pretty sure my house was like
Yeah.
built in the 40s or 50s.
The B-sides.
well, like because it was I'm sure it was a posted document. So they wrote one original one, and then they would have to make copies of it to send it out to the English government and stuff like that.
I mean, true.
And then I'm
It
sure
everything had to be crossed out, and they're like, "Oh,
I feel like if it's behind like super thick glass, like I don't know if it's like a super like artifact type
maybe
thing,
on
but
the back it's got all the president's signatures on it."
I don't know. It has to be something of significance. So maybe it's some sort of object that also.
I wonder what's behind it.
Was
It's like an
really
anniversary edition, how they do the coins. But they
Maybe.
did that.
I don't know,
I
but
don't
like
know.
maybe it's something.
Like worth digging into.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, or if anything, if that's the only thing from like before you own the house that's kind of still in the house, aside from like the actual building itself, it could be some sort of like anchor object. And
Bum,
then
bum.
you're pissed off.
You can always check on Zillow. Usually Zillow can give you the year your house was built. Like
Oh,
you just
word.
put in your address. It doesn't have to be up for sale. That's how I found out how old my
No
house was.
shit.
So
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hey Zillow, we'll do an ad for
I'm
you.
constantly on
Hashtag not
Zillow.
sponsored.
Like I would love a
sponsor
sponsor.
Zillow.
I can't afford a house, but I love looking at them.
We
Like,
use
hello.
Zillow every day.
For real though.
Is someone like shooting off fireworks?
No, it's the thing from right
movie
next door.
theater?
Well,
Yeah.
okay, there's
You
the
hear
movie
them.
theater on one end, and then the Chinese restaurants on the other.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's probably both. Perfect.
Yeah, boy.
So, well, that's pretty brutal. And I think if we were playing Among Us, I would shoot your house into space. That's very sus.
There
of
we
it.
go.
Do we
Honestly,
Tom's
same.
house sus.
Laura, have you had anything spooky?
I'm a really paranoid person, so I don't know if it's just the shadow of my glasses, my hair, or I'm actually seeing something. So I don't really know.
So then, can we say
Definitely
skeptical? Since
very-
you haven't had anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I do believe, like, I guess religious wise, like my grandpa's always there. If anything ever happens,
He's with you.
he's with me. So
Yeah.
I think that's more of a spiritual religion type of thing. But have I ever seen a ghost? No. Do I think they are real completely? Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I feel like
True.
we have a pretty diverse panel set up today.
Yeah, I think we have a good group of us. And like you've been thrusted into the paranormal world against your will because of me.
Yes.
So like, hi, thanks, I love you.
Bad juju. We don't bring that into my home.
Nope, we keep it out of your house.
We keep it
and we
out
bring
of
it to
my
mine.
home. Yes, we go to Paige's.
I can't tell you guys how many times I've tried to bring Laura on like ghost hunts or anything. She's like, nah, no,
Oh,
goodbye.
hell no.
Not today.
Whoa.
Absolutely not.
Because I swear if my mama hears that, she gonna throw me out the house real quick.
True. I don't want to make your mom upset.
I have a
She's
quick
cute.
Clinton Road story too.
Oh,
yes.
yeah,
Fucking
please.
Clinton Road. I need this right now.
So this one, not like okay. So I didn't see anything. This is but it nonetheless was spooky. And I forget who exactly. I know. I think Chris for sure was with me. I think it may have been like the guys. I think it was one of our trips down. I don't know if you were with us.
I
had
went
contacted
to-
Chris today to be on here.
I think he's doing.
I
Something,
think
right?
he is, in fact, doing something, actually.
That would explain.
That
why
would
he's not
explain
here.
a lot, but it's A-okay, because
I'm shooting a video with him tomorrow.
I'm so glad that I got you two, you know.
Thank you, by the way. Love to be here. So we went to Clinton Road.
I went to Shades of Death Road with
I want to
you.
go to that.
Okay,
too.
yeah. So I don't think you were with us at
I
Clinton
don't
Road.
think I went to Clinton
There
Road.
is a lot of death.
So we like to
These
go
names.
on
A lot of
like
death.
spook ventures. We lovingly refer to them as, and it's really only been like Clinton Road, Shades of Death Road, Devil's Tree. We haven't had nearly as many as we would have liked to,
Fair.
but so
Yeah, Devil's Tree, I was there.
yeah,
That was the same
spooky.
night as Shades of Death Road.
Did the
Yeah.
alleged bonesaw lick said Devil's Tree?
I believe he did at one of the times.
Oh my god.
See, I contacted him as well, but he is apparently out doing some giant wrestling function.
He's lifting weights probably
That too.
in the parking lot.
Bernie Sanders not getting pumped in his basement. That's what I saw on Twitter.
Oh,
So-
Grandpa. Love that man, Grandpa.
So, of course, you know, when we're going there, we're making multiple stops along the road, trying like the different urban legends, like
Yeah.
the kid on the bridge and like the apparition of like the blue. We actually, this was almost certainly a coincidence, and this is tangential, but we did kind of, we were telling the urban legend, which I think briefly is just like essentially there's a teenager driving to the road. They took a turn too fast. They died. And if you like mention that while you're on the road, you'll be passed by a blue Camaro.
Camaro, yeah. I was just gonna say, is this a Camaro?
It was a blue sports car. I if I could find the clip, I think I need to ask Mike. He probably has it. But because I think Mike I think Mike was with us that time. But he filmed it, but I'm pretty sure it was just a coincidence that it was like a blue like 60s era sports car that happened to pass the road
That
as we're telling
road
it.
is extremely voluptuous. It's extremely curvy.
It is fun to drive.
So I totally understand how a teenager in a sports car could just, you know, be pedal to the metal and go whoop.
Yeah, no, it
real
is a very
quick.
dangerous road.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
do you actively like search these things up?
Yeah, because I think I have the mindset of I like to know things firsthand. So I'm open to the idea that there's like paranormal things, and so in my head I'm like I want to see it, you know?
Are you afraid of bringing things home?
Sometimes
But it doesn't stop you, obviously.
no.
Okay.
No.
I feel that. I relate to that.
I mean, because like I feel like a lot of times too, like certain things are more hyped up than they are. Like I feel like Clinton Road, there's definitely shit going on,
Yeah.
but like the Devil's Tree, I got definitely like a really bad vibe around it. But I don't know if that was
The energy's fucky over there.
it. But it's also because I feel like I was a biased example because I knew the history of like the fact it was a hanging tree and things like that, and it was just kind of like also covered in fucking swastikas and all sorts
Yeah.
of nice things.
Yeah.
I think it's
Lovely.
partially the fact that people have imbued it with so much like hatred and
So
distilled
much energy's
anger.
fed into it till this day from everyone going to see it. So
For
that's gonna
sure.
affect the energy of the area.
I believe we could have manifested it a little bit.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's literally like some portal to hell or just it is just happens to be a nexus of just bad vibes essentially. you know?
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I had a point. So one of the stops we made on Clinton Road was there's nature trails. I believe there's a lake somewhere off there that's like a
You
park.
Yeah,
bet
there's a
there
reservoir.
is.
I think that's Shades of Death, isn't it?
No,
that's Clinton Road.
it's Clinton
Is it?
Road.
It has a reservoir on one side of it.
So
I was gonna be like, "Yo, I'm gonna go out on these trails," and everyone
Laura,
was
this
like,
road is
"You
But on Shades of Death, there's
absolutely do
the.
not want that."
We were reading the thing about how there is a lake out there with like a
that
cave
the
and a cabin
voluptuous?
next to it too.
yes, I mean, there's just happens to be a lot of lakes next to spooky roads in New Jersey, I suppose.
water is a conductor for spirit, so
Yeah, I believe. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, that would probably have something to do with it because so one of the things we noticed going into the woods is there was one side of the road that was towards the lake, one side that was away, and
yeah.
regardless of if you're going towards or away from the water, it got just drier and colder the further away from the road you went.
Did you go in the day or the night?
It was like 11:30 at night.
Okay, perfect.
Of course, it has
No,
to be 11:30 at
thank you.
night.
We went at 1 a.m.
But we didn't
Yeah,
didn't
we
go
didn't-
into the woods.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we went a couple times to like at different spots. So like it was late at night, like around midnight.
How
past
did you
midnight.
get into the studio with balls this big?
So, well, I mean, I was with a group of people, so like it's always easier, like because if you're just goofing with everybody, you goof away the scares.
That's true.
But there was one scare that I
Was ungoofable?
towards. Yeah, that was kind of ungoofable. So, as we're making our way,
I
love that.
swear. I don't
as
like
we're
this.
making our way, we're kind of cresting a hill, and it's also very quiet, which it didn't seem like it was cold enough, but also it probably was a little too cold for crickets, but it was like dead silent, which was also
I hate that.
it is super spooky.
Nature's dead silence is
That's a bad
way-
sign.
Ugh.
Yeah.
We learned that from what's that movie on Netflix where they like keep their eyes closed? and
Bird
stuff?
box.
Bird
Bird
box,
box.
yeah.
Exactly.
Learned.
I was
We
about to be
learned.
bird boxed. So, but
Oh
as we're cresting this hill, there's this sharp clack, like rock hitting rock.
Oh God.
And we all kind of chuckled. We're like, oh, that's kind of weird. We're going to keep walking for a little bit. And after a little while, we were just like thinking about that more and more because like none of us threw anything.
And we're back.
And we're back. I
Sorry, we
apologize
all
about
got
that.
dragged to hell this time. And by hell, I mean delicious, delicious Buffalo Wild Wings delivery.
It feels like hell is actually in my mouth, though.
So spicy.
That was spiteful spice right there. I don't appreciate that.
That's why you got to stick to the mac and cheese.
Why you got to give me the spiciness?
If it works for Christopher Walken, it works for us.
You're absolutely right.
I have to say though, the cauliflower wings they do now, I highly suggest.
Did we get to the point of your Clinton Road
No.
goodness?
Oh, no.
You were
just
on a
getting
hike.
to the- we were just getting to the climax when
Yes.
the wings arrived.
Yes.
So yeah, we were hiking through the midnight woods, noting to ourselves, I know. it's
Midnight
very
Woods,
spooky.
new band name, I call it.
Good. And we're noting that, hey, it's dead silent. That's a little creepy. Hey, it's getting colder the further we go into the forest. That's notably creepy. And like I said, we're going up like over this hill. We hear a very sharp like clack, like a rock hitting another rock at force. And like I said, we continued on a little bit because our strategy was just to laugh off anything that we would otherwise run in terror if we were alone. But that
Right.
only carries you so far. We got maybe like 2 minutes further and we're like, we're just getting further away from the safety of the car.
Your goofs take you only so far.
Exactly. And the thing that really made it spooky to me is as we were returning past that point, I decided to do like a little experiment, the Isaac Newton that I am. And I'm like, we're on top of a hill, there's like loose stones. Maybe one of us was just walking and rolled a stone down the hill and we just heard it at the bottom. And so I kicked a couple stones from the top of the hill. The thing is, it was November, like early November. There was some leaf coverage in addition to like the usual forest floor leaf coverage.
Yeah, so like where we are right now.
Roughly, actually. And it made a very distinct, this is a rock rolling along a leaf-covered hill for a while before just muffled stopping at the bottom, not just the single just clack.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, something threw a stone at something or banged two stones together. Let's pick up the pace getting out of here. Because it's something that could pick up a rock, at least, maybe two rocks. And at that point, who knows what it's capable of.
Hear me out. There are big mountain cats there.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a possibility that
They
as
learned how to
were-
pick up rocks.
they have developed thumbs from the 70s through hyper-evolution. No, actually, I was suggesting that
Hell
maybe
yeah.
them trying to stealth you guys out. You heard one of the footsteps and was like, wait. That was really big, and that should not have been close to us like that.
I mean, I feel like, yes, possibly. All I know for sure is that, I was walking at the front. Nobody behind, like everyone behind me was just as confused about that clack. I don't think anybody was like chucking shit into the woods for goofs. And
You could have been a delicious meal for ghosts and or big cats.
well, the thing is,
a
when you're out in
very
the
big
wilderness with a
cat.
group, you don't need to outrun the predator, just the slowest member of your group. So
True.
Chris would definitely survive.
Yeah.
But
Oh no.
it didn't sound like a branch breaking. It was like, I don't know how else to describe it. It wasn't like a snap. It was like a clack. Like it sounded like, those like the acrylic clackers.
The clacker.
Yeah.
Like it sounded like that.
Friend-
It's almost
Drake
like a
and Josh.
snap, but not
Yeah.
of a branch. Okay, I feel like I know. I feel like I can hear what you're saying.
Like it
I
had
don't
that,
like
that
that.
stone tone to it. So that's immediately like that couldn't really be anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we booked it.
Yeah.
I would too.
I would book it too. I don't. Okay.
There's rumors that the woods on Clinton Road, so there was a jungle habitat that closed down in the 70s, and that apparently the abandoned animals got out, and they just made some super hybrid crossed animals that now live out in the woods. So like super scary.
Well, they just like develop, and then you get a few generations worth of,
Bear pig.
super
Spider
cereal. you
Super
guys.
cereal, guys.
Spider pig.
Equally as bad, but not as terrifying. Unless it has 8 eyes, then get those. Anyway, that's horrible. Thank you for sharing that with us because
no
that
worries.
was totally worth it.
But I have a follow-up question.
Oh.
Could we all go to Clinton Road? Would y'all be down?
Yeah. 100%.
Should we do a podcast from Clinton?
We could literally podcast in the car.
Hell yeah.
We've done it before.
So if
Yeah.
y'all are
So
down,
I'm gonna be home.
I was just gonna say I look at Laura immediately. I
guys
know
can
you're not
call
coming.
me
We could Zoom
after.
you. We could FaceTime you in the car
Yeah,
after.
like after.
I've even gone so far on trips. Like I think one time I went with Chris and our friend Avi, and we went to the point where we actually were sitting out on a trail just with none of our lights on, just trying to grab a vibe of the forest.
Oh hell no!
Yeah,
Don't.
we got spooked.
Hell yeah.
like it.
Listen, I will pay if someone drives. I will pay all your gas to and from. I'll buy you dinner because I want to. When we went, I drove and I want to experience this without having to be in control of everyone's safety. I want to feel a little ooh.
I'd be
reckless.
down. I that was like a thing.
Y'all can even
like,
drive
two-
my car. I just don't want to drive on the road.
I say
Take my
I don't
car.
think we all want to squeeze into my coupe.
Yeah, I feel it. No,
Oh,
it
you
was-
have a coupe?
Yeah.
that was the thing for 2 years in a row. We went on spook ventures.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We're gonna go pack the coop and go on a spook venture.
The dude who works at the Subway nearby, it felt like a weird episode of Scooby Doo because afterwards we grabbed sandwiches and he's like, "Oh, you came to check out Clinton Road, huh?"
Oh my god.
And they're like, "Are you about to pass some knowledge on?" He didn't. He just made us sandwiches, but it was kind of funny.
That subway's been closed for 40 years.
Seltzer.
It's really him in a ghost costume to rustle up business for his Subway.
Oh my god.
Spooky.
Spooktacular.
So that being said, I'd like to move to the reason we brought you here today. We've got some stories to share with y'all, and we will have a panel's reaction to some fresh stories and see what y'all think about them.
So, just out of curiosity, are we just visceral reaction? Do we think it's true or not? What?
Well, we're going off the
there's a-
basis that this is 100% their real life experiences.
Gotcha. So we're taking it for their word.
Yes.
Gotcha.
All
I'm
right.
ready to just gut react then. Let's do this.
This first one comes from a Reddit user called Contextual Gangsta 8.
Nice.
So, I grew up in a smallish house, not terribly old compared to some area homes built in the 1950s. However, my sister and I had so many unexplained things happen. We'd always try to tell our parents, but it was always played off as the vents are just popping or other weird excuses. But when we finally moved out, I was around 12, my dad admitted that there was definitely something going on in this house.
May I interject for a second?
Yee.
Was the spooky thing from the 50s, was there a Declaration of Independence behind heavy glass in the basement?
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
It was
Looking at
me
you,
the
Tom.
whole
Franchise here.
time.
What a great handle, Tom. Good job.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I have way too many stories to share in one post. Dog barking down the hallway towards the basement, cat howling and pawing at the basement wall, lights going out on their own, repeated nightmares and dreams that only occurred in the house, noises, etc. Each of us has seen at least something at one point or another. One sister saw a shadow of a tall man wearing a hat come out of the closet one night, walked to her bed, knelt beside it, and she could hear him praying. She screamed for my parents after that one. Both her and I had seen a small goblin-looking creature, I can only compare their shape and movements to E.T., that would walk in a line around my parents' bedroom at night. If you went in when it was dark, you'd see them come out from the back area of the room, walk around the bed, and disappear in the doorway. Fuck that. Fuck that.
No hablo escabliano.
I'd be like, Dobby, here's your fucking sock, now leave.
No, they're talking about E.T. This is a thick
that
goblin.
strikes me as that seems like a
Damn,
step
who
above
is she?
a haunting.
Yeah, no, this is definitely something fucked up's going on.
That is
No, thank you.
That first one is definitely sleep paralysis because I've had shit like that.
Oh, fuck.
fuck.
Nope.
First of all, Hat Man praying next to you.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that.
No thanks. Just kill me at that point. Don't
Yeah.
even wake me up. Just
Just take me now.
take
just
me
put the
out.
pillow.
Yep.
Also
And
depends
good
on
night.
what it's praying. If it's praying in like if it's doing some Torah stuff, or if it's doing some Latin, speaking in some tongues, or if it's just doing a straight Our Father.
Ah. No, that's gonna
freaky.
fuck me up for life.
What if it was like a reverse, like you know how you give like a dead person, like a dying person, like their last rites?
They're oh
What if
oh
some
my god.
ghost is trying to like pull
have
some
no
like Freaky
idea.
Friday?
I did not
switch
know that.
positions. Well, like
There's a
Never
difference
saw-
between your mind and my mind and how we took that because I never went that way at all.
She's like, nah, no thank
No.
you.
because that seemed like
Fuck.
I can see that what you mean, but yeah, someone praying over you is usually
Your
when
mind
you're
doesn't
sick
go that
or
way.
dying. Someone usually prays over you.
Oh,
But like,
no.
what if it's some sort of, you know, you're mentioning earlier how maybe late nights are more prevalent for things like experiencing things because of some sort of inverse time.
Yeah.
What if like there's an inverse meaning?
Oh no.
I don't know.
Oh my
It seems like there's
Explosivo.
definitely something more than just like a residual haunting. If there's like goblin creatures,
Yeah, if there's all these little demons
something
running
wants
around.
to claw back
like it's
to
not
life?
human.
Oh no!
Yeah,
got
no,
my
it's
So something,
reference.
yeah.
You what?
Nothing.
Okay. I guess I'll but yeah, no, just yeah. There's definitely something. I almost want to say demonic happening because
Dude,
what
it's
the
the
fuck?
motherfucking gremlins. I'm telling you, they take my shit.
I know. I've experienced them.
Gremlins.
Fucking gremlins. I had a nightmare one night and was going to my parents' room, which required me walking past the basement door, where I believe the entity resided most of the time, and the door was open. When I passed, there was a figure that stood. There was a figure that stood down a few steps, but was as tall as the door and had very large oval-shaped head. I could see its face. The eyes were huge, and it was smiling, looking down at me. All I could do was run back to my room until I could buck up the courage to run up, shut the door, and run past. When I read oval-shaped head, I thought of that show, The Oblongs or whatever. Does anyone remember that?
I do remember the
Creepy
oblong.
Susie.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
all those.
Yes. It just made, like, immediately my head just went straight there. I was like, oval head, and I was
That
like,
would be
oblongs.
horrifying to
Little
see.
Timmy,
Fuck
the
looming
problem
God.
is our new tenant has a deformity, but he's very nice and very kind.
He was smiling.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be very warm to us, and we're accepting him as a family. Go
I
to
mean,
bed.
coming as from a more just general paranormal, that almost sounds like how some people think of extraterrestrials as being more of an intradimensional,
Yeah.
like these strange beings kind of appearing and being able to seemingly move through solid objects.
I don't like any of it. But I love all of it. That's the problem. This is why we have a podcast, because I fucking love it. But, like, I don't know what I would do. Like, in my own house, like, I'm like, all right, I accept it. But I hear everyone else's stories. I'm like, fuck that noise.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm watching a goblin run through. I'm out.
We're gonna roll
Someone's
a fat
praying over me.
blunt of
I'm out.
sage.
Oblong
throw it at the
standing in the
goblin.
fucking doorway.
Like
I'm
that.
out.
Yeah, I'm fine with like weird knocks and bumps, not awful, man.
Goblin and Oval Man smoke this because I can't take it. You
Into
gotta
the
leave.
basement. Come on now. Come on.
Nothing good.
You guys gave it a home. That's the worst part. And we're going to leave the door open so it can chill.
Oval Man
So
reminds
sad.
me of man hook hand car door.
Oh no, not him.
Bum, bum.
It's a story for another time.
Continuing. Every night when I would get in bed, the hall light would still be on, parents still awake, and all I would feel hands pressed down on the bottom portion of my bed, almost walk up the bed to about my knees and stop. Ugh. If the entity was the praying one, I'm wondering if it wasn't stopping for a nightly prayer before bedtime. Regardless, not something I would want repeated again.
Like a kid doing its prayer before it's going to bed on like
Yeah,
the
but
head
if
of its
it's
bed.
crawling up
maybe.
from the bottom of the bed,
No,
like on all
thanks.
fours.
I'm good.
Nope.
Oh, okay, I didn't think about that.
No, that's what's
This
going on
kid
in my
was
head.
crab walking.
Yeah, exactly. For a while, I thought maybe it was my comforter settling on my legs, but I remember always trying to recreate the feeling when I'd be sleeping over at a friend's house or anywhere else, and I could never recreate it.
Wait, you guys don't feel this too?
This doesn't happen at your house every
Bum,
night.
bum.
The one incident that sticks out to me the most, though, is the footsteps. I used to go walking. Blah, blah, blah. So I got used to waking up like clockwork every night at midnight. Everyone was asleep, and I could hear footsteps coming from the basement stairs again nightly. The basement door was near my room. I'd move rooms. I moved to the attic. I don't know where I'd go.
Sleep in the fucking shed.
Yeah, exactly. There was a small hallway that basically ran along where the stairs went down, so I was fairly close. Typically, once they reached the top, I wouldn't hear anymore, and that would be it. One night, however, I woke up and heard them come up the stairs, but they continued around the corner, and I could hear them come to my door.
They began to moonwalk.
My door was shut, so I just laid there under the covers, thinking that was the end of it. But then I heard them start again inside my room. They walked up, stopped right next to my bed. At that point, I was too terrified to look and just stayed under the covers. I didn't hear anything else, so for all I know, this thing just stood there and watched me. I ended up falling asleep somehow again, but I remember being terrified just waiting for something to happen. I think of that house often, and now that I'm older, I wish I knew more of the background of what may have happened there or on the land around it. That's based on one of the consistent dreams I had, or even knowing who the original owner was. I always want to somehow get in touch with the people who live there now, as I believe it's still the people who bought it from us, and see if they've had any encounters. I still don't know if it was a friendly entity that just wanted to do its best interacting with children, or if it was something more sinister. There's
Just
things
want
that
to watch
happen.
over you. That's fine.
There's things that happen that honestly could point in both directions for me. The house definitely made me a believer, and I've experienced paranormal things in other locations throughout my life. But the consistency that always happened in that house I grew up in will always be something that sticks with me. And that was the first story.
Spooky.
Yikers.
Very, very
I
spooky.
still can't get over the goblins.
I'm not a fan. No,
When
thank
you said
you.
goblins, that was my little joke I said to myself. When you said goblins, I was like, gobble me, swallow me, drip and
Oh my god, is that what you said?
and I was
my
like,
God.
Weird puddles.
Yikes.
and that's when I
I'm
had
upset.
to start
Oh,
laughing.
this
I was
ghost
like,
is
oh,
moist.
no.
Oh, man.
Woplins.
Like the moment was gone at that point. So I was like, oh man, I can't say anything.
I was like, what? And you're like, nothing. I was like, okay.
No, very spooky. Poor babe.
Yeah, no, that's one haunted house.
Traumatizing.
I love that the parents were like, now that we're out, yeah, fuck yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
Like,
Fair. What do you like?
What else do you tell a kid? At that
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, no, it's,
Like,
it's
yup,
nothing, it's
little Timmy,
nothing.
shit's haunted.
Listen, if I have kids and they're telling me shit's haunted, I'll be like, where is it? Let me tell you, I heard that too. I'm fucking scared too.
I'll get the sage blunt. Where is
Yeah,
it?
well, let's get the sage.
The slunt.
Oh, well, our second story
Shunt.
comes from Blondie
I prefer
Babe.
blaging it.
Blaging it. Our next story comes from Blondie Babe 20 from Oklahoma, and I got this from her their Reddit, and they were so nice to let
I
me.
love Oklahoma. I
Oh,
can't wait to
Oklahoma.
go there.
Is the place to be.
But they were so nice to let me use this story because I reached out. I was like, "Can I use this?" I'm like, yeah, sure. So, little girl ghost. When I was 15, I stayed the night for the first time at my twin friend's house. They had bunk beds in their room. I slept on the bottom bunk with one of the twins at the opposite end. I remember waking up feeling cold. I looked over to the middle of the room, and there was a little girl about 4 years old with a super pale face and long black hair, in what looked like a long white t-shirt, staring right back at me.
Hey, your sister's in the room. That's weird.
I pulled the covers over my face so fast, my heart was beating so fast. After about 15 seconds, I slowly peeked over the covers, and she was gone. I was able to finally fall back to sleep. The next morning at breakfast, I asked my friends if there was little kids in the house last night. They said no. I told them what I saw. Their mom was cooking breakfast and overheard me and turned around and said, "Aw, you saw Angel too?" Angel's the nickname their mom had given the little girl Ghost.
No thanks.
Don't
and
give
this
it the
is why I
name
don't have a lot of
Angel.
friends. This is why I
Secondhand.
have you and Brianna, and that's it.
The secondhand
no.
confirmation is what always makes it worse.
Yeah.
Because you could always convince yourself, like, I was just dreaming.
I was sleep paralysis. I was just anxious before bed, and
But no, not when the mom's just like, oh, yeah, you also saw The Grudge, baby?
Yeah, no.
That's what I automatically thought too. I thought Grudge.
Yeah, exactly. The long black hair is a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
no, thank you. People, what? No.
Nope.
None for me, thanks.
And our last story comes from our friend Chris over in, I want to say it's Switzerland. Yes, in Switzerland. He wrote into us before, and now he sent us a new story.
Hell yeah! Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Chris. So Chris says, "Hey, it's Chris again, but this time with a story from my apprenticeship."
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris. I was a maintenance worker for 2 years at a boarding school, and some strange things happened over the last 2 years. The ironic thing was that it was a mental asylum in the 20s up until the 40s. I believe. This is my scariest encounter. It was a Friday. I went about my business, like checking for damage reports, fixing stuff, and so on. Everything went normal up until 4:35 p.m. I got off of work earlier because my supervisor had no more work for me. So far, so good. I locked up all the doors until the lights in the hallway went dark. I figured that it must have blown... Wait. I locked up all the doors until the lights in the hallway went dark. I figured that it must have blown a fuse. I checked the fuse box and it was fine. I thought, that's strange. And all of a sudden, I heard 3 or 4 parts of the hollow ceiling come crashing down next to me. One of them was inches away from my head and possibly giving me a concussion. And then Chris goes on to say... I forgot to mention that I suspect that this was a poltergeist because around the 2000s, someone died in the boarding school. And I dug around, and that's what I found in the archive.
Wow.
So you're working, you're doing your job, you have to go home early. That's like, yay. Like, great, I'm going.
Paige,
Boss
that's
man's
like a
like,
yay.
listen,
Yay. Out of the
I
entire
am paid, I
story.
get to go home early. Okay. And then you're locking everything up, and all of a sudden the lights go out and the ceiling crashes on top of you.
First of all, if the lights went out here, I would be fine.
I'd curl up in a ball and cry.
They have been before. It's horrifying.
I promise you I'm grabbing somebody. I don't know who I'm grabbing. I'm grabbing you. I'm hiding.
No one's around you.
Stop.
I'm just going to start
I'm
swinging.
grabbing
Just start
them. You
swinging.
will not
Gonna
swing. You will not swing. It is probably me grabbing you.
I literally just picture Laura. I just feel like you grabbing my arm and be like, it's me. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, well, no, when I was working at the hospital, when the power did go out, like literally instantly, I just grabbed the guy that was closest to me because I was like, oh my God, okay, I'm not gonna die. The doors are closing, but that's normal. Okay, let me go do what I need to do. But I had to instantly like grab somebody.
Be like, fuck, if I'm going, you're going too.
Yeah, I was like, if I die, you die with me. I will not die alone.
Not go down alone.
I will not die alone. It's not happening.
It was like this room. We're in the big room. What up? It's the fucking scariest room in the dark. Have you any of you, well, I know Chris has, have you guys been in here in the dark, like full on no lights?
No.
It's fucking terrifying. Chris has to come in and turn the lights on before I even come near this room. It just gives off that kind of like extreme dark energy.
I'm like, what, 26?
Dark after dark.
I'm 26 years old. I still sleep with my TV on. I
feel that.
I can't sleep in the pitch dark.
It also doesn't help that this room, I think, is big enough that you could like be in it and not really see the walls. Like
You
that.
can't. When you turn off all the lights, if we want to do this
No,
afterwards,
we're
Laura,
good.
we'll do it without you.
Do it now.
Wait, no.
Do it
Like,
now.
it's so scary.
Like a podcast in the dark.
We'd have to turn the board off so there'd be no light.
Yeah, you guys can do that after I leave.
We'll walk Laura to the car.
Walk me to the car, make sure I leave, and then you guys could have your fun. Don't worry.
I'm okay. Thank you, though. Thanks.
Am I on the same level?
Thank
Yeah, it's
you.
fucking terrifying.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, maybe to y'all, it's my job. It's what I do.
It's your job, but like, you know what's up.
I know.
Walk in here like ghosts. I got a job to do.
I gotta get paid.
Guys,
me,
you didn't
ya
book
boy.
any
Ya
time.
boy.
I don't think you understand how we run business.
You got to haunt in one of the unoccupied rooms.
We're gonna have to move you to the other room. You're gonna have to pay me in USD money. We can't do anything of this ghost exposure because that doesn't pay the bills. So.
Yeah, I feel like you in the spirit world here have a nice workflow. So,
But hold back. He also said that the hollow ceiling fell
on him,
on him.
Does he mean,
possibly
like,
giving a
drop
concussion.
ceiling?
I'm not sure.
I'm assuming that's what he means because that's the hollow ceiling would be. The only reason it would be hollow is to hide wires and stuff. No, unless it was.
I guess there'd be some sort of paneling, maybe.
Yeah.
But it said it could have it possibly gave him a concussion. Like that's how hard it hit him. So
So
Well, I feel like, those things I feel like it'd be pretty heavy. Like, if they're-
depends on what quality you get him. Maybe.
I don't know how things are in Switzerland. I don't
What?
know.
Oh yeah.
We
that
should take
too.
a road trip. Say hi to him.
Plane
Hey,
trip.
Switzerland. Hey.
at the
What's
very least, a
up?
boat trip.
I mean, yeah.
Y'all-
Right?
Wait, I don't think he speaks English either.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
No,
but no, he does because he
We've
listens.
yeah.
Thank you.
Chris, you're amazing.
you're
Also,
listening,
you're one of
Ty.
my favorite people. Please keep sending in stories.
I wake up every morning because of you.
His first story that he sent us, they looked in. What? Oh no, was it an old slaughter farm?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? And they saw a skeleton sitting at a table, and I was like,
What
nope,
up?
Like a
gotta
man's
go.
Just
What
me.
up?
That's it.
Just
It was
hanging.
just me.
Well, we could always
Yeah,
take
like
a
a guy.
trip.
Like a skeleton.
Like, those spooky things you have inside your meat?
I don't know nothing about no skeletons.
That's fucking horrifying.
Yeah, I said no, thank you.
We should definitely go visit. We should definitely visit.
Let's
Gives
go,
us an excuse.
Chris. If we could visit you, that would be great.
Yes, Chris.
Like, hi.
But we also need
What's
to
up?
I'd love to
quarantine.
meet you.
I'm
Yes, of course. Well,
quarantined.
maybe not right now.
We're
Not during a
Americans. We're gross. I'm
pandemic.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, y'all don't want us right
Achoo.
now, and I understand. Or if you ever come here, what up? But so this was our stories for this week.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome. I love these.
Hate anything to do with basements or little children demons. So like,
Children, demons, Hatmans, oval
Goblins.
heads,
yeah.
goblin goos,
So like these are definitely spooky.
skeletons.
I already
know nothing
have
about no
heart
skeletons.
palpitations.
Yeah, right.
I already have heart palpitations.
Heart palpitations. Things that I have received during this podcast, I know.
Oh, I got the heebie-jeebies.
Well, yeah, compared to your stories, that was a lot.
But thank you all for coming in and
thank
doing
you guys
this
for
today.
joining us.
This was
Really
awesome, and
hope
it's
you
super short
enjoyed.
notice.
Letting us hang out.
That kind of sucks.
No, it's
But
okay.
I'm so glad
Thank
that
you.
you
Thank
could
you.
do it. And I'm so
Yeah,
glad
please
that
come
we
back
have a panel.
anytime.
I'm so happy that everyone could share their stories with us because that
Yeah.
is amazing. And you can always send us a story.
Yes, you can email us at ghostedwithcrissandpaige@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Instagram, ghostedwcp. Twitter is GWCP_podcast. I can't believe I remembered that.
Hell yeah, dude, you got it.
And I will be there to answer. Please, I'm on all day.
Do you American Stereo boys have anything you want to promote? Your Instagrams,
Promote,
your
plug.
Facebook, books,
we got
your
this.
plugs, your
You're already,
bloopers.
yep, you're on
Hold
it.
on.
You're good.
Gotta
My
whip
phone
out
just
the
fell,
phone.
so
His phone is
I'm
in the
useless.
If you want to follow us on Instagram, we're American Stereo _NJ.
Okay.
I want to say we're the same on Twitter, but I need to verify that. Our Twitter is sentient. We have no control over it. It kind of is like the sixth member of the band. I think it's pretty fun.
That's pretty cool. I'm glad that you have a sentient Instagram to do that for you. How much are you paying it?
It's very
Is it
weird.
free?
I don't know. It just kind of awoke one day. It became
Is it a
aware
fan?
of itself. It is at
whatever it is, it's angry.
Yeah, it's at American Stereo _, and I want to thank whatever appliance like home audio shop took at American Stereo. That one is honestly on us, so I want to say I
bang-up job.
concede it to you. That's fair.
Shit.
You could also find us on Facebook. formerly the High School Superstars. There's some videos and
There's
music.
Some
also
bangers,
on Spotify.
some
We have that CD
jams.
on repeat in our car.
Seriously.
2 of them. Literally,
Aw.
we are not kidding. This is not an ad. This is a
There's literally in
Truth.
my visor in my Jeep Light right now.
yes.
Love
Exactly.
the vibe.
Thanks, guys.
Got you guys.
And if you want to follow me,
Yes.
go on
Yes.
Instagram. I don't know my thing. I think
like
it's
Laura-
I think it's Laura. Oh yeah, right. It's LAURA 3_V.
Oh my gosh.
that's
Well,
it.
it'll be tagged in whatever show
something
notes. Don't
tagged.
worry. I'll put it in the description below somewhere. But yes, follow her, follow them, follow everyone. Send us your stories if you want to send in your stories. If you want to zoom in, if you want to be a guest, let us know. Literally anyone with stories, or if you just want to be part of a panel like today, please. You know, we're chilling.
Yeah. Today's been delightful.
I love paneling.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been great.
And we could do on
It's like my
location.
4th favorite thing to do.
And with that, I'm gonna say good night.
Bye.
night.
Everyone.
Stay spooky.
Chris, you want to see a hairy bagel?
I'm gonna show you my hairy bagel.
Oh.
Oh my
My
god.
God.
Oh my.
You gotta give
I'm
it-
gonna post that on
No
Instagram.
shave November. Bye.